found a brother that we like, and he was brought in by Mal. We like this brother. We think that he'll be a great addition to what we do here. We just want to make sure that, it's a perfect fit for him and for us. You know what I mean? So he's hung around 2 or 3, 4 times. Over a duration of time, he's talked to the people. He's doing a thing. So now it's the time for us to start this process. And it's really just a beginning. This is the beginning of this process, and then if you should make it to the next process, to the next beginning, then you'll start that. I had a conversation with you yesterday, and then we discussed that. And there's no more that need to be said about it. We brought it to your attention that our brotherhood is tight. We take care of one another and we look out for one another. So we're not going to allow anyone to downgrade him or him. Anyone who has a patch on his back that's our brother, it's going to be our brother. You know what I mean? And we're going to look out for him. And your role from this point on, if you choose to accept it, is to look out for and to honor that blacksmith on the wall. You know what I mean? And anyone wearing that blacksmith. That is the building of a nation. That is the building of a brotherhood. That's what that hammer represents, is the building of a nation. And so, with that being said, we want to invite you into the process of holding your own hammer. My personal goal was just to have somebody to ride with when I go and see my brothers. I was the first one here. I love being that guy, that guy here that went up, but it got depressing when we got to a location and then, it's time to go back home and you got 20 raw iron brothers going this way and you got one raw iron brother going that way. That got a little depressing. So I was like, well, yeah, I want a family down here. So that next step was I brought in a sweeper and I brought in railroad. You know what I mean? And it just went on from there. And I didn't know that it was going to grow to this level, to where we are now. And it may still grow. It's never been my goal to do that. I just wanted 1 or 2 brothers that's like-minded like me that wanted to get on that highway and ride and do their thing. We got a select few of people that we fuck with truly, and we'll go to their clubhouses. But outside of that, we protect our own. We hang out with one another. We come here. We don't have no open bike night where we trying to make money. That's not our goal. We all put our money into every ounce of liquor that's back there, and we keep this mug thriving, doing what we want to do. We come in, we play bones, we play cards, we shoot pool, we tell lies on our dick, we do all of that kind of stuff here, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Count your strokes.
Yeah. And we gotta get our goddamn stroke count right.
27, right?
Yeah, goddamn it. So I'm at 32. My stroke count 32, goddamn it. You can get it all fast or you can slow down on it, but it's 32, goddamn it.
32 no matter what.
So, yeah. I just want you to realize the family that you're getting into, man. And me and Cat Daddy would always ride up to Milwaukee and we'd hang out with these cats. And the feeling that I got when I rolled up there was unlike, I was still a high roller. And it was unlike any other thing I mean, I'd go to the bathroom and I come out of the bathroom and I got two motherfuckers standing at the door waiting on me to come out of the bathroom, you know, protecting my every step, and I ain't even a part of the family yet. You know what I mean? And I was like, man. But I go up there and I'm a different party. And I love what they brought to it. They introduced me to it. And I was like, man, I didn't even know it at the time that I really was craving that. I wanted to be a part of that. So now I want you to realize what you're coming into. Each one of these brothers will protect you. You know what I mean? And so, and I want you to do the same for them. I want you to protect the blacksmith and the thing that Spoiler put together. You know, this is part of his brainchild. You know what I mean? That's that thing. And I'll let him explain what we're doing.
At the end of the day, every club is trying to be like-minded. That's not something that you need. When you're rolling with the blacksmith, right, you can ride your iron money because this club is put together not by chance. It's put together by purpose. It's done with a purpose. We purposely have done everything that we took that was wrong about MCing and tried to do it right. And then you have people that want to get into this thing. Don't want to say, hey, I want to get, hey, we went through the wrinkles. You're going to go through the wrinkles. It's like any other relationship, right? I want you to have a good time with it. But I want you to make it your own. You know, spoiling them, you're around forever. Big D is not going to be around forever. My other founders are not going to be around forever. Make it your own. Have a good time with it. It's a responsibility like any other responsibility. I don't want you to treat it as a casual sport.
But protect it.
But you have to protect your house all the time. You guys got a house. I come down here and see what's going on. No. And, you know, I get freed up. I'm going to come down here a little bit more to see, you know, what you can do with your house. It's your house. It's your boss. Right? He stepped up to the plate. He's like, no, I want this. He went through some changes, trust me, to be the boss of this place. Let him run his show. That's his show. Trust me, if I had to step in on some shit, you got problems. So if you ever see me and I'm disgruntled, or if you see Big D and he's disgruntled, you got problems. I float in, I float out. Boss has got it. It's a thing that you just enjoy. But be responsible about what you do. You gotta go home at night. You got people that's counting on you, just like your brothers. You're gonna balance that out. But that don't mean you shouldn't have a good time. Now prospecting, that's a little bit different. But I want you to be thinking about trying to reach that goal and motivate you. Right? And learning and seeing. That's a big thing. Learn what you're getting into. I'm big on that. Learn this shit. Right? We got connections that, you know, you wasn't here when we called our OGs. Called our OGs all the fucking time. Even though people look at me as OG, right? Right? But I call my OGs all the time. I'm constantly in contact with them. They teach me the way. It's old school shit. That's what we're missing. Get down the business, you learn that, right? Have a good time with it, though. It shouldn't be all fucked up, this, that, and the other. So you'll get your missions from your boss. I'm not going to dictate his show. Big D is not going to dictate his show. He's a boss. Well earned. Have a good time. So, it's your show. Do your thing, boss.
So, what you need to expect out of this prospectship, one, we're going to teach you how to ride in a pack. That's essential. The motorcycle is essential. You always got to have a motorcycle in order to be a patch holder in this club, in order to be called a brother. We don't have members, we got brothers. And you always have to be on iron. Have your iron. It can break down, but you always have to be an owner of. You know what I mean? So that's number one. Number two, you have to be a heterosexual male. Yeah, we don't do the other stuff. We're heterosexual male. All right? We want you to look out for your brothers. You know what I mean? So you got to learn certain things. We've got a prospect Bible that you have to purchase, and you have to read it cover to cover. And then each of us have a chapter that we're going to go over and quiz you on in this prospect Bible, so that you know MCing, because this is it's not just a leisure thing. This can be a life or death type situation if you get into the wrong environment. And I mean, the biker life is real all over the country, and because we don't sit in Memphis and do Memphis shit alone, you know what I mean? Because we ride our iron, we ride from here to Indianapolis, we ride from here to Milwaukee, we ride from here to Louisville, we ride from here to Atlanta, we ride from here to LA, we ride from here to Ohio, Cincinnati, Columbus. Those are all the destinations. You have to know set protocol nationally, what to do and what not to do, who to talk to and who not to talk to. And that Prospect Bible teaches you that. And if you don't learn it, you'll walk up onto a situation and you'll get us all involved in some bullshit because of your lack of knowledge. And we try and prevent that. So when we give you something, this whole prospect period is to teach you set protocol, is to teach you how to ride and be safe, because we do a lot of riding, we do a lot of pack riding, we do a lot of our pack is tight. So there's not a lot of lag in between the motorcycles, so you have to be safe. And it's not a comfortable feeling to be in that pack real tight, especially if you're in the middle of it. You know what I mean? It's not a comfortable feeling until you get used to it. It takes a while to get used to it, right? First time me and you went out on a ride, and I kept pulling you up. Come on, get closer, get closer. You gotta be right there on my side, so and get used to making those curves and turns and everything. It wasn't comfortable for me when I first rode with Milwaukee. You know, and then I'm on uncommon road. You know, I mean, roads that I ain't never been on when I'm up in Milwaukee. And they taking these curves at 80, 90 miles an hour. And I'm like, oh, really? And we riding this tight at 80 miles an hour? But the more you do it, the more you get comfortable. And your brothers beside you, in front of you, behind you, and beside you, get comfortable with your riding style. You have to get there, and we have to be comfortable in you. And that's what that prospect period is for. And once you get through that period where we think you've learned your knowledge, we think you've learned how to ride like us, and we think you are worthy of being called brother, then you'll cross that line. You know what I mean? You know, they set this thing up to where it's beautiful, man. I mean, we've got this beautiful patch, the hardest patch that I think is out there. We've got these brothers that, you know, come from diverse backgrounds. You know, he's from South Carolina, he's from California, he's from Memphis, he's from California, Alabama, wherever this motherfucker wants to be from, you know. Yeah, he's from Memphis, he's from Milwaukee, you know what I mean? And I'm from Ohio. We've got diverse backgrounds, you know what I mean? And it's just, we're all coming together. It's what they call the United States, you know, it's all these people from diverse backgrounds making one nation. Well, that's what we're doing. We're building a nation, one man at a time. Each man's process is different. And as long as you can accept that and know that you have no end date to your process is over when it's over. You know what I mean? It might be a month from now, it might be 3 months from now, it might be 9 months from now, it might be a year from now. You know, your process is your process. So as long as you can accept that, then you will have the honor and privilege of being called brother. But for now, as long as you want to start this process and you profess that you want to start this process in front of all of these brothers, we can do that. Is that what you want?
Yeah.
You want to be called prospect, raw iron, you want to be P3. Okay, from this point on, you're going to have an opportunity to shake everybody's hand one last time until you become raw iron brother. Until after that point, after you shake their hands this last time, everything is a closed fist. And if you open your hand up to shake anybody's hand in our presence, there'll be punishment for that. There'll be penalties for that, not punishment, you know, because it's actually fun. But it's not punishment, but there's a penalty. Based on that, with you professing that you want to be a raw iron brother in the future, we are going to make you our prospect number 3. So P3, come here and give me that. Yes, sir. Welcome in. Time. P3.
You know you can't fit this? Everything switched over.
Okay.
Piggyback off what Big Brother Jeff Rogan said, you don't respond to nothing but P3.
Yes, sir.
All right? So your name is P3. If anybody call you anything else, you respond to it. Consequential repercussions behind it. So I'm not going to ask you to put this on. But, he actually has a
There you go.
that you can put on for
This
evening.
is Big John size.
Early.
Lord Jesus.
Hold on.
Look at there. That's a 12X, y'all.
That's
If
your
you fuck up doing no push-ups, we go up to a 13.
Yeah, get it in. Okay, finish doing your daps. Finish doing your daps. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the next thing is that these here are your patches until you cross over into Brotherhood. These patches you have to transfer onto those. That's your first responsibility, your first duty that I'm giving you, is to go and take these patches and transfer them onto that vest, and then bring me this vest back. So that's your first responsibility, to do it as quick as possible, and then get this back to me. Get this vest back to me. So I'm going to entrust that to you. Those are yours. Raw Iron Prospect number 3. Now, the way that you address each one of these brothers and myself, this is Big Brother Brute, this is Big Brother Sweeper, this is Big Brother Melly Mel, this is Big Brother Gunner, that's Big Brother Spoiler, and so on for the rest of the club. Do not call him Brute. I get to call him Brute because I'm his brother. You call him Big Brother. There's a penalty for it. Do not be late, because there's a penalty for you being late. Do not come to anything functioning with raw iron without being on your motorcycle. You have to come anytime unless we specifically say it's too dangerous for you to be out there because the roads are icy or something like that. Other than that, cold we don't care about. You get the proper equipment to ride in the cold.
Completely blacked out.
Proper equipment to ride in the rain, you do that. You have to have black pads, get you some chaps if you're cold, you know what I mean? You have to do all of those things. Outside of that, we'll tell you anything else as they arise. We won't penalize you until we've told you about it. Yeah, that's it. Welcome to the fold. Come on in. You learned already. There we go, dude. That's all right.
You gonna be wearing a sweetie when you
All right, let's turn this music back on. Let's get it. Yeah. So as soon